is back. And previously, I had a big mishap and I died, but I was tired and had to go to sleep. But we had a tremendous encounter, as you can see here, with the local Alpha tribe. One of them came by, said they were friendly, and gave me like all the metal they just gotten on their metal run. It was very generous and, quite frankly, very reassuring that we've established that initial connection, that initial friendship with them. I am very excited. It's very unusual that alphas are that kind, that forgiving, that helpful in one of these scenarios, and these very vicious, very deadly anarchic societies. Um, Usually they'll just as soon chop your head off as anything else, but it was a huge act of generosity, one I am extremely grateful for, by one of the members of the ruling Alpha tribe, and I'm just very thankful for it. Even though I died with a lot of what I had, um, and unfortunately, it seems that our tame Mrs. Leonard has quite sadly died. I don't see any evidence of our base having been invaded, although these fences are damaged. I'm quite frankly not sure what happened there because the house is intact. None of us have been hurt in any way, but Mrs. Leonard is dead. That is a huge loss. Mrs. Leonard was we had an incredible bond, and now she is gone. Moving forward, I'm going to want to probably tame another parasaur. Um, it'll never be the same as Mrs. Leonard, quite frankly, but I believe that her memory hasn't been for nothing. I'm sorry if I'm sounding a little choked up, but man, it happens in these situations. The animals, you really can't be too attached because even though they pull at your heartstrings anyways. It's easy to say don't be attached, but you get very attached to these animals that become very near and dear to your heart. Mrs. Leonard was for me, and she is gone. I don't even know what happened. There may be some kind of record. I'm going to check to see what it was exactly that killed her. There should be a log of events. I was killed by. Wow. So, it looks like Mrs. Leonard was killed by a therizinosaur. Um, I think it was just a wild animal. It doesn't appear that it was owned by a tribe. Luckily, the Bobs are safe. I'm really glad that nothing happened to any of them because even though they're all in a coma right now, I have faith that they're going to awaken soon. But no, the animals that you tame that become a part of your life, it's a huge blow when you lose them. It really is. Um, I'm trying to stay focused right now on what needs to happen next rather than grieving, but I believe that Mrs. Leonard was special, and losing her, not easy. Not easy one bit. And I'm going to do everything I can to remember her by surviving, by staying in the game, so to speak, in the moment, and not letting anything bring me down. I loved her. I really did. At some point here, I'm going to leave some kind of memorial. I don't know what that'll look like precisely, but I'm not going to let Mrs. Leonard's death for her to just become a part of the chaos of the universe. I want Mrs. Leonard to be remembered in a very powerful and meaningful way. Luckily, I saved some stone tools in reserve because I was murdered at night by Troodons. They are extremely aggressive and violent at night. They will swarm you, and their bites have the same kind of narcotic properties as the drugs I've been making. And they will attack at night relentlessly, swarms of them. It's extremely hard to resist once you've been attacked. It's all you can do just to stay alive. But stay alive, we must. Because Mrs. Leonard, though she's gone, it's not an option for us to just give up. To just stop. I don't know if there's any more. There's Xenosaurs, aka Tickle Fingers. Or the Alpha Kill chickens that were roaming the area before I got off. Before I was forced to go to sleep from sheer exhaustion and hunger. But I'm doing everything I can to stay alive right now. I'm grieving Mrs. Leonard, I truly am, but I cared about her. There is nothing harder than this situation than what I am having to endure. You know, I'm always covered in the grime of dirt, of my own feces, of the blood of animals I'm being forced to hunt for my very survival. It's difficult in ways that are difficult for me to express. I only hope that those watching believe me, that they believe in my pain. Because my pain it is real to me. Very real. Very, very real. I'm hoping very soon to have a flying tamed animal, but it's a setback without Mrs. Leonard because she was our main breadwinner in terms of harvesting berries, which are what we need as the basis for our narcotic drugs, our narcotic industry. I'm hopefully going to have enough hide soon to build myself another set of clothing. Luckily, thanks to the generosity of the alphas, I do have more than enough metal to make metal tools here, and hopefully not die needlessly to more Troodons. Those were trailer park pelicans, also known as bitch birds. They are seriously not good. Again, I need the hides that these animals can provide me. I need the meat. It is all part of the spectrum of survival. When you are surviving, you are basically part of a web. And if you don't make yourself the center of that web, you're gonna get eaten by other spiders. That is a lesson that's extremely important to remember. The centrality of webbedness. Now, that was a mange lizard. They will steal from you and take what is yours. At least they don't fly. That is the one silver lining of these beasts. You can always be swarmed any moment by just hordes of despicable animals, annoying animals that don't think about you or your needs. I don't like having to kill a baby, but this is going to grow up to be a loathsome, obnoxious animal. Like its mother. And quite frankly, we could use its prime meat. You know, the killing gets to me. I think of Mrs. Leonard and the brutal death she likely suffered. And why are there so many mange lizards? Why? Well, I just had a comment here from someone watching our log from Rose. Thank you for watching and for enjoying me here researching these animals and trying to meet the people and the players. That's really what I want to do here. And like I said on my last stream, I was given a whole bunch of metal by who I think is a member of one of the Alpha tribes. That was pretty amazing. But thank you so much for the comment, and I hope to keep doing this, maybe grow a bit of a community. I hope to have a regular schedule soon, at least stream once on the weekends when do a longer research log, I like to call it, on the weekends. Especially when there's the double taming and XP for these islands. But thank you so much. Alright, I have some meat, which that is just really important to get cooked. Having a little prime meat's always amazing. Prime meat's great too for taming any of the carnivorous animals, such as, well, I'm going to be hopefully taming a Pteranodon soon. And they like their protein as much as I do. But let me see here, because I want to get some metal tools made again. I am starving at the moment. Surviving ain't easy. It ain't easy surviving also. Trying to be a humanitarian-focused researcher like myself, it is not easy. Wait for this bit of meat to cook here. Let's go. I still remember my days as a younger researcher. I was with a beta tribe, just a step below alpha, and with everybody trying to raise animals, raise dinosaurs as babies. Every day it just becomes meat runs, meat runs, meat runs. And I cooked a lot of prime meat in my time. And I get a good old furnace, which I hope to have a furnace soon. Alright, let's get some more metal cooking. Do the old take it out, throw it where you want to go trick. You can move a lot of stuff bit by bit that way. Alright, weapons. I probably need a little more wood. Yeah, I definitely need some wood for the fire. Oh, this is not easy. It's raining. Actually, the rain's nice because last time I was streaming, it was getting heat. We were getting heat waves at the beginning of the day. That got kind of annoying. Ooh, a poop pig. I am going to get him for some meat. I am sorry, Mr. Pig. Elephant pig thing, I need your hide. Just die. Just die. Okay. Killing these animals. There's a few animals I enjoy killing, like the miscreant pigeon, trailer park pelican, bitch birds, whatever you call them. But for the most part, many of these animals in these islands are beautiful and gorgeous, and I don't like killing them. Here, this is another adorable sight. A baby Triceratops, so cute, so adorable. I would love to have a Triceratops tamed, quite honestly. Level 70 would probably take longer than I currently have. Excuse me. But they are great berry harvesters, Triceratops. Oh, let's go here. I would, if I was able tonight to tame a Pteranodon, I would be unspeakably happy. It would be the next stage in the evolution of my research, being able to actually get out there and find out where things are at. I could probably find a better base location. What am I missing? Hide. Well, at least I got a bit here. Metal hatchet, metal pick, and a metal pike. Metal pikes really amplify the damage you can get from your melee attack. So I built two. I didn't want to do that. Cancel that. Oh, did I cancel it? No. Oh well. Extra metal pike. That's fine. I'll hide one in the hidey box. It's always a good idea to keep a stash of essentials hidden somewhere nearby your base, so when you inevitably get attacked by roaming alphas or desperate Bob refugees left by smugglers for dead on the island, just like me, that's how I got here, you will have something to fall back on. Like, last time, it was highly probable that that alpha individual from the alpha tribe could have just killed me. That's often the kind of thing that happens when you are playing, when you are in these extremely dangerous environments. But we got lucky. We did not get murdered right off the bat. I think that it's very possible the alphas in this particular island prefer to keep things civil and peaceful. My philosophy, if you're ever in a position of power, is to try and work with and help those who are at the bottom, because quite frankly, if you're an alpha, you are ultimately worried about being invaded by alphas from other islands. And when that is your primary concern, you know, alphas are going to show up at the obelisks at the beaches, and if you have a lot of bobs out there, a lot of burgeoning survivalists, they'll be your first line of warning when they see someone invading. That's how I look at it. If I was ever the head of an alpha community, an alpha tribe, I would be a benevolent dictator. I guess that's what all benevolent dictators say, but I would really try to do a good job in that regard. I saw a hairy Houdini. This is an iguanodon. They are generally peaceful unless you attack them. He's a level 5, which means I'll be able to easily take him down. But I met one on the beach one day, and his name was Harry Houdini. And I liked him, but I was also quite hungry. And my hunger overcame my regard, so to speak, and I ended his life just as this one. But it is what it is. Hi, Turtle. These guys, little bit of Ark knowledge and lore, so to speak. Alphas will tame these up, and they will breed them up to be level 400. They'll put all their stats into health. They will put ascended saddles on them, giving them even more armor. And when they invade someone's base, they will send them at the base as bullet sponges to drain the bullets from the auto defense turrets. These things, if you are ever looking to raid a base, you can pick it up, I believe, with an Argy, an Argentavis bird, definitely a Quetzal, and you can fly above someone's base and drop it into it, and the turrets will then proceed to just completely unload into these things, and it'll take them a while to kill them, draining the bullets from their, draining them dry. Do I know how to put on custom skins? I think I do. Let me see here. Let me get back to my base where it's a little safer. Now, I know there used to be, before Ascended was a thing, skins for, like, tech skins for dinosaurs. And I know I might have, like, I forget what there was the birthday suit that made you invisible. I remember that one. Let me see here. Cosmetics, I'm assuming. Let's see. Is that... No. I don't think I have any skins yet. Maybe those are a part of, like the Bob's Tall Tales, which I have not yet gotten. Let me see. Equip. Yeah, I don't think I have anything yet. Because I haven't fought, like, bosses or anything, or been a part of any of the, like, when Christmas is a thing. I know there's those, I think there's Santa Claus or somebody who comes by. Let me see here. Need some meat. But I'm about to get some, I need to get some more clothes made from my death last time. And I'm also going to go down to the beach and get my narcotic arrows, because I would like to tame a Pteranodon before the weekend is over and things are more difficult for me in terms of harvesting resources. Right now, these research logs are something I'm doing sort of as a fun side hobby. Of course, like anyone, I would love it if I could do it more someday. But right now, I usually will I will get on during the weekends to do some research logs around once or twice during the week, and then hopefully one longer stream, one longer session on the weekends when it is more profitable. in terms of harvest rates here on official. My philosophy with Ark has always been go broke or go home in terms of putting yourself through hell. And official can be hell, but it's very interesting too. Like, I know at the higher levels of the community, like among the alphas and such, there's a lot of interesting like politics and social dynamics going on. And though I try to make this as realistic as possible in my narrations, like I really do find that part of the game interesting. Alright, did I lose... I also lost my bow. Wait, could I make a crossbow? Because that would be so much more effective. Did I learn it is the question. Do I have the knowledge? When you get left for dead by smugglers on the beach, you have to learn everything. The supplies you thought you were going to be brought with you, you don't have them. Crossbow, I did not learn it, but let's go. Wait, no, I did learn it. Okay, cool. No, and I don't know, Mr. D, if you're still watching or not, but I recently got back into things, and I don't think I currently have any custom cosmetics. Ranged, most likely for crossbow. I need fiber, which I have. Oh, that's so good to have a crossbow, you don't even know. So much more effective. I could probably even bring down a Triceratops, which I really tried to last time, and it almost went sideways quickly, but then I was like, whatever, I'll tame a Parasaur, who was beautiful, beautiful Mrs. Leonard. But she sadly succumbed to her injuries inflicted by a level 5 Therizinosaurus. My base currently is not an ideal location. I previously, as a survivalist, as a researcher in these very inhospitable environments, I was very familiar, very experienced at the center islands, and I know those areas from like the back of my hand, like all the best places I could build a base. The island, not as much, but that's why I'll probably want to get a flyer, so I can go around and see what's what. Alright, let's get these narcotic arrows on here. No. A little... Sometimes you forget the basics, which is getting arrows on your weapon. And I consulted the infinite source of knowledge, aka Google. Luckily, you still get, Starlink out here in the most remote and deadly environments, and you get wonderful health care, better than the United States, free, the whole package. How to equip arrows. Bear with me here. I feel really dumb right now. bear with me. Bear with me in my very deep and embarrassing ignorance. One moment. Okay. Boy, oh boy. The basics. The basics are hard. I swear I'm not stupid. No, I am, but that's not the point. The point is, I am here. I am fighting for my life against so many dinosaurs, so many vicious creatures. You have to forgive me for forgetting something so basic as how to put your arrows on your bow. I did it just the other day, but, well, here I am. Alright, let's try this again. There, hold X. Trank arrows. Alright. So freaking simple. And yet, my dumb brain. Now, here. This is Papa at his best, not at his worst. And this is the tip. Split these arrows into single stacks when you're near trailer park pelicans so that if they decide to steal from you, they're only going to steal one at a time, not the whole stack. If you remember any of my logs from way back, like a couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks, I had a whole bunch of narcotics made. I was like, yeah, I'm going to tame something soon. And then in swoop the miscreant pigeons, the trailer park pelicans, and they took all my narcotics. I was a little bit just frustrated, to say the least, and yeah, I got pretty angry. But lesson learned: do this. Looks terrible, but if you're near the trailer park pigeons and you have something that's still difficult to make, like narcotic arrows, make sure to put them into single stacks like that. It will quite literally save your bacon. Alright, I am still so thankful to I believe Herzog was their name from Monolith that gifted me all that metal. That was a tremendous generosity. Really is putting me light years ahead of where I would have been in terms of progression here. There is another... Is that an alpha kill chicken or just a kill chicken? Red dead ahead there. It looks too big to be a regular... Just a regular raptor kill chicken. I think it's an alpha, but I don't see the glowing red. But I think it is. It looks way too big. Was this my box? No, this was someone else's that was around here, but whatever. I need to get a little bit more hide so I can get some more armor built up. And then, my friends, it is going to be time to get a Pteranodon. I really hope I can do that tonight, because it would be just tremendous to have one. See how much more damage a metal pike does. So much more. Now, hatchet for hide, I am pretty sure. Yes. Hatchet gives more hide. Pick, more metal. Pick, more meat, I should say. Pick does give more metal, but that's not what I was trying to say. As you're fighting, Dilophosaurs always sidestep, always go around, so that when they spit the eye-blinding poison crap, you probably won't get hit. And if you do, whatever. It's not that bad, but... I know, Mama, you went just out of the frying pan, but I really need hide. I'm sorry. You're going to have to go into the fire. Sorry. I might act nonchalant, cavalier, but having to be out here, having to fight for your very life, it isn't easy killing these animals. It gets easier in terms of being able to do it, not feel sick, but I will keep killing them. Is this... I see a human structure here, but it is not metal, which is... I think more has been built. I remember coming by this house the other day, and there was not this much added to it. Doesn't look like they're turret capable yet. Oh wait, is there someone there? I think there's someone there. Let's try and say hi. Hello. Ahoy. Is anyone home? This is Papa Peaches. I am here on a mission of love and peace. I am not hostile. I am a researcher. I am looking to understand those who live and work and survive on this island. I don't think anybody's home. Drat, that would have been nice to meet a fellow neighbor. If anyone's here, I am here in peace. I would say your build location, you have a nice house, a nice architecture, but you chopped all your trees down. If there's any hostile airborne alphas, you're gonna get got. You don't have to worry about that from me. Well, I don't think you can hear me, but later. Well, there you can see the alphas, well, haven't wiped them either. And they're way more obvious than we are. Again, the essentials of surviving are build, and not on the beach, but near the beach when you're first starting out. Be discreet. Keep your tree cover, your tree canopy intact. It might get all stomped down by a brontosaurus. That happened to me. Whatever. But if you can keep your tree cover intact, that's very good. There is something you can build, craft eventually, called refertilizer, and that will force trees to grow near structures, which they usually do not do on their own. But when you're first starting out, that is not the easiest to make, as far as I know. And in most contexts, when you're surviving the official islands, when you're surviving these very anarchic environments, you want to not be in an obvious location with your trees gone, everything gone, because you're gonna get murdered. You're probably gonna get murdered, even if you do everything I've said. I am quite frankly still very surprised, very, very surprised that I have not gotten on to do a log and found that my property was destroyed, the Bobs were murdered, I was maybe murdered but probably resuscitated by quite thankfully the wonderful medical care that the nonprofit organizations have brought to these regions. But even being in a place like this that's total chaos, that still has better healthcare than the US, it doesn't make a difference, because you're not always going to get lucky. You just aren't. We're out in the woods. It's raining, which is nice. I'm being loud in such a way that others could theoretically hear me, so I should probably be quieter. Ba-da-da-da-da. Papa's getting a little delirious from being alone. Is that a structure up there? I think that's just a rock. One of my very first days here, I went for a jaunt, an exploration session all the way out. I think over that very last bit of land jutting out there, and there was a titanosaur out there. It was really cool. In all my previous times as a survivalist, even in the center, I never saw a titanosaur. So that was a very awesome, breathtaking experience. That's an alpha kill chicken. Time to run. There was a raptor attacking that parasaur. I think it was an alpha. I would really like to have a spyglass so I could see what's what. That is an alpha, yes. I can see the red aura of its glory and power. I'm just happy it's not outside my house like last time. But night is getting close, and I don't want to get got by Troodons again. This is a level 10 Triceratops. I could probably tame that, but level 10 is pretty low. Although, without Mrs. Leonard, I need something to harvest me berries. If I do go to tame it, it's going to require mejo berries. I really miss Mrs. Leonard, not just for her companionship and beauty, but also her ability to get me tons of berries all at once. I miss that sorely. In either case, I'm going to need more berries. Back to picking them like the peasant I am, the peasant we all are at heart. Strip us of our technology, of our even of our luck, and you're like me in the bushes, probably getting covered in ticks, harvesting the berries, and it's not a fun time. It is what it is. I mean, berries are your lifeline when you are in a place that is as deadly as this. You don't want to eat the black ones or the white ones. The black ones will put you into a narcotic stupor. The white ones will make you crap your brains out. So stay away from those in terms of eating. But do keep the black ones because you need them to go Walter White to be able to tell. If you have a Jesse with you, that's great. If you have a Jesse, if you're like, we're going to cook meth, Jesse, for dinosaurs. But if you don't, you want the blackberries because the color black berries will help you make drugs. You want drugs in this game. In these dangerous situations. Hopefully you're good at spamming Y or whatever. Berry Simulator. Very Berry Simulator. I love it. We have that many. That many. You know, should I just go for it and try and just tame the trike out on the beaches? I think the crossbow will bring it down quicker, way quicker than my last attempt with the bow did, and I could run up the cliffs to get away. Where did it go, though? That's the real question. Where is the Triceratops? A level 10. I don't want to accidentally shoot a level 100. Level 10. Alright. Those watching, those who watch either now or 50 years from now when I am dead, or next week when I'm dead, I, Papa Peaches, am about to attempt to tame a Triceratops, which is aggressive. It is going to come for me, but I am going to do everything I can to survive. I now have a crossbow, which will inflict greater torpidity, which is the extent to which it's getting drugged. Those don't help. Oh, it's stuck on a tree. That would have been good if I could have stayed. I'm running because it's going to try and ram me. Run, run, run as fast as you can, Papa. Run from that angry dinosaur. Because if you don't, you're going to get whacked. You're going to get gored. It's not what you want. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit in the zone here. I'm getting a little bit overly focused. Having this thing bearing down on you at 50 miles an hour, not great. It's starting to run. That's a great sign. That means it's getting affected by the narcotics. And it's down. It is down. Quickly put in the food it likes best. Put in the narcotics to keep it asleep. Right here is its torpidity. You do not want that to go all the way down before it is fully tamed because it will wake up and try and kill you again. Stay focused. Now the thing is, I don't have any spike fences available to surround it, to protect it from a possible predator coming along and killing it in its vulnerable state. So I need to be extra vigilant with my pike. I'm going to keep harvesting more berries because it may need more Mejo berries, which are always a little more effective than regular berries, and I might need more narcotic berries, which I'm feeding it to keep it in a state of stupor. What is that? Oh, it's a parasaur. Oh, okay. That scared me a little bit. Come here, I can still use your hide. I don't have bolos. Okay, focus, Papa, focus. Focus. Sorry for talking to myself, I'm kind of getting there. That's okay, though. Having a dinosaur as a friend is way better than having a random soccer ball that washed up ashore. I know I'm not as great as Tom Cruise surviving on that island, but I try to be the greatest I can be, the best I can be. I'm pretty powerful. He's level 15, I killed him in one whack. Get got. Get got by Papa. That is something that warms my heart. Apparently bamboo gives you berries. Maybe, I don't know. I think it's just giving me more fiber. Fiber, you want your fiber. You can build if you really need fiber for a lot of fiber. I don't remember what takes a lot of fiber. I think it's something you wouldn't expect, like electronics or something. But you can go out, you can build a scythe out of metal, go out and get a ton of fiber. When I was at my proudest moment in official, anarchic, murderous arc, I was a beta tribe in the center. I lived in the underworld. I built this massive barn. To keep all our dinosaurs and to breed some as well. But I had to build it first out of wood, because one thing that you can run into is you can put too many structures in a given area. There is a limit. I forget what it is. I don't know what it is currently. But I roughed it in on wood. So I had to build so many wooden pillars. It wasn't even funny. I think I needed tons of fiber for that. And I used either a scythe that I'd built or possibly, I think we had a tickle chicken, a nice tickle chicken tame. High level, harvested so much wood, so much fiber. Quite frankly, the tickle chickens are amazing tames if you can manage to tame them. They take a long time. They're kind of a real pain to tame with just berries, which the only other thing they'll take besides the kibble they like is crops like carrots, corn, etc. So if you grow some of that, you can use that to tame a tickle chicken. But right now, if I were to try and tame a tickle chicken, I would need a lot of berries, so many berries. And I'm quite frankly not really in a place to do that. I hear a miscreant pigeon. I really hate those birds. I know how now. I know how to build a rifle. Nothing would make me happier than to be able to just snipe those things. They build a porch just for sniping those birds there. I loathe them more than I can even describe. You know, maybe if the people that sent me here, the university officials, are listening to this, they're going to be like, oh, Papa's getting all genocidal against animals. He doesn't care about biodiversity. I care about biodiversity so much. But some things are odious and impossible. Some organisms. And those organisms, I will exercise my Second Amendment right, even outside the United States, to dispatch them from reality. And the sound, the cawing, the little guttural of those birds drives me insane. drives me bonkers. And maybe it's the heat. Maybe it's something in the water. Maybe I'm losing my edge. Maybe I'm drifting into a reality that isn't reality. I don't know. This is a difficult thing to be doing, to be all alone on this island. But why is that dinosaur dead? Just sometimes when you see a dinosaur and its movement seems off, it can be because it's tamed and a player is using it. That parasaur was standing in one spot for what felt like a little bit too long. That's why I stopped for a second and was like, what is he doing? Because I could just see his head. I couldn't see if there was anybody on him. And you really want to be careful. If you see something that you think looks off, you should trust your instincts. Because if your instincts are wrong, what's the worst that happens? You stand here for a second and you stare at a dinosaur behind a rock. Big deal. But if your instincts had been right and there was a murderous Bob on the back of that parasaur, you would feel pretty happy that you trusted your instincts. That you didn't get got. How much hide do I have? I'm still on a quest for more hide. There's a bit. How much do I have for leather armor? 15, 20. I think I got enough to build a set. Now, when this trike tames, I am going to want to have a saddle ready for him. Already at 45%, 43%. That's good. It's fast. Now, that parasaur has a baby with it. I'm really not in to killing animals and baby animals, but I don't want to do this. I'm sorry, little baby. Sorry. Look away. Bambi had a redemption arc. So can you. Bambi made it. I'm sorry. Just go away. Don't look. Go find an old grandma to raise you and become what Bambi couldn't. I'm sorry. I had to do that. But I gotta eat. Go on. Go become strong, Bambi. If part of your redemption arc involves having to come and try and kill me, I understand. I'll probably kill you, but you're welcome to try, and I'll understand why. That was a little rough. I hear dodos. Where are you, Borbs? Where are you, very large, walking chickens? Papa's hungry. Where are you? Dodos usually don't go into trees. I don't know where they are at. I don't know. I would rather find a larger animal and take its meat. Everyone deserves to eat. No one deserves to die. But that is the contradiction of nature. Charles Darwin went to islands like these. As far as I know, he didn't get left in his underwear by smugglers on the beach. But he changed the world, and that's what I want to do with my work here. I want to convince angry alphas that their life has a purpose, that they don't have to murder Bobs or even each other necessarily, and that living is its own reward, and letting others live is its own reward. Oh, do you see that? Do you see what I see? A mange lizard. These things are mangy, ugly, and unbeautiful. Like, look at that. Look at that. Would you want to live if you had a face and a body like that? Look at this thing. Look at it. This thing. Look at that. You can even see down its gullet. Right there. Does this look like something that needs to be left alive? No. Its stringy, oily meat deserves to be cooked. I might have a different feeling and outlook towards it if it didn't steal from me. But it does. And that causes me to be less than benevolent towards it. Again, my quest for hide is never sated. My quest for meat is always something that is ongoing. I don't know if this was Bambi's dad, but Bambi's on his own now. It's up to him. Xiao Wangzi. I know a little Mandarin, not a ton. I don't know. Papa's gone some places in his time, done some things. Nothing to write home about. We are going to be so close, you and I. You are going to love me. When you're taming a dinosaur, when you are force-feeding it narcotic substances to get it to love you, you want to whisper in its ear something like this. Hey there, little guy. My name's Papa. Just chew. Just eat. I love you. When you wake up, you will be loved. You will be cared for. Tickle chickens won't get you. No one will get you. Be strong. Just eat those drugs and eat those berries and be happy, little guy. it's what you want to do. Is whisper to them. It's part of the imprinting process. You know, he may have tried to charge me and hit me in the face and gore me, but we're gonna have a connection that transcends anger, time, all of the things that get in the way of two minds understanding each other. Those barriers are not going to be a problem for me and Mrs. What's the name going to be? What are we going to name this beautiful one? It has 3 horns. She has 3 horns right here. How about Mrs. Tricorn? I originally thought Mrs. Horny, but that wouldn't work. Mrs. Tricorn. That will be her name. Let's go. Oh, there we go. Papa tamed yet another dinosaur. A Triceratops. Mrs. Tricorn. People might think it has something to do with corn. I don't know. Something to do with vegetables. But no. It's for her 3 horns right there on the front of her head. Look at her. She's beautiful. She is a beautiful creature. Alright. I need a saddle. Did I learn it? I think I learned it, but I gotta find out. Trike saddle. I didn't. That's fine. I think I can craft it already. That hide I got paid off. I'm going to use all of it, but that's okay. Parasaur. Pteranodon saddle. I wish I was using that right now. I really, really want one. I need a little wood. That's it. A little wood, which is right here. Right next to Mrs. Tricorn. Mrs. Tricorn is going to be our great friend. She's already following me. This is what gives me so much happiness. I really love. Yeah, I may have used all my hide, but I have a new friend. Every animal I tame is a new friend, a new partnership, a new adventure. And I just love it. I'm going to transfer those for... I didn't want to transfer all of that, especially my arrows. Papa's still a little rusty sometimes. Don't judge him. A, then L, RT. Not hard. We can now ride a beautiful, beautiful animal. I'm going to, when level ups are available, put it speed, stamina. Well, wait, not speed. Speed's not even a thing. Weight and stamina. There was a time when speed was a thing, especially for flyers. That was a time when you could be speedy, speedy, speedy. We can do this awesome charge with them. Come on. Oh, there's Bambi. That's great. It took our fiber. Well, whatever. Fiber is not a huge loss. Why is Mrs. Tricorn getting torpidity? Oh, I think it's residual from taming. That's okay. But I'm at the point right now where I really want to get a flying tame. It's kind of been my goal for a while now, and I always seem to get sidetracked. I think that Mrs. Tricorn was a good tangent to go on because I needed a berry harvester. I really did. But trying to catch my thoughts here. I needed a good berry harvester. Trikes are some of the best. And yeah. I would like to be flying around right now. But if I'm going to be consistently taming anything, I'm going to need a steady and ready supply of berries. Look at that. 66 narcotic berries from one little whoosh of the horns. I already have 160. Papa just accidentally ate drugs again. Don't be stupid like that, please. Don't emulate my mistakes. It's not a competition on how to be the dumbest. Even though sometimes I feel like I am one of the front runners in that competition, it still really isn't about being the dumbest. No, that's a pigeon. I hate those things so much. I hate them. Sadly, there are no pteranodons, no flying birds by Papa right now. I wish there were some Argentavises around, because if there were, my life would not be as hard. You want to really control your stamina when piloting a Mrs. Tricorn. I almost said Leonard. I'm just really missing Mrs. Leonard. It was really hard to lose her, but I am glad that I have a new friend in this journey. I'm a little concerned that there might be Troodons around. Troodons are very bad animals, horrible things to run into at night. But I gotta get Mrs. Tricorn home, and it won't do to just stay outside. It won't do. That pigeon there might see me. I've gotta just focus up. Come on, Mrs. Tricorn. Get Papa back to the gate. Get Papa home. I believe you can do this. I know you're not a super high level. I know you're young. You're not an old, grizzled, level 150 dino. With all kinds of experience and street sense. Now, when you've tamed an animal, it will be following you. And you want to whistle stop. Stop all. And you want to whistle for it to be on neutral. If you, sometimes in certain scenarios where you know you're going to be attacked, like in a taming situation, you want to put your animals on passive, but leaving them on passive is generally not the best idea because you want them to be able to defend themselves. If an animal is passive, if someone starts shooting it, if another animal attacks it, it's just going to stand there and take it. Now, there is an option to set it to flee, passive, and run away. But it's just going to keep taking it as it runs. So neutral is usually the best setting for your dinosaur. Usually. However, if you get raided, there's downsides to it. If it's on neutral, alphas will often, or attacking will often attack. What happened to my narcotic arrows? What happened? Freaking... I lost my narcotic arrows. I think one of those mange lizards took it. One of those dang lizards takes my stuff, took it, and I hadn't split them up because I did that accidental transfer which put them back into a stack. Oh well. I have Mrs. Tricorn. I have a lot of meat I can start spoiling. It's not the biggest loss, but it is a blow. It is a big frustration. See, this is the thing. When you're surviving, you never know what is going to go wrong. The littlest mistake, like accidentally transferring something and transferring it back, you forget to individual stack the arrows, and the freaking mange lizards, Pegomastics, comes along, takes your stuff. It's not cool. It's frustrating. Even infuriating when you've harvested them by hand, made it from stuff you've done by hand. Luckily, I have a tame now that can help me recoup that loss for little to no effort, but it ain't no walk in the park out here. I'll tell you that much. Don't eat raw meat. The meat out here is not sushi grade. Alright, I'm going to do something I don't especially want to do. And that is go out and try and get some hides. The reason I don't want to go out too much right now is because it is night. There could be Troodons. I'm going to be watching the grass carefully for their little orange beady eyes, but I don't want to die to them again. That was an infuriating experience. Do I have anything I'm really worried about the pigeons taking? The berries. I'm gonna get what I need for a mortar and pestle, which is a little bit of hide. I think I can evade the pigeons. The miscreant pigeons. I think I can do it. Oh, where have the meat critters gone? Oh, where could they be? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Singing, need to stop it. Wait, oh, that scared me. That's a Triceratops. Level 85. I am not gonna fight that. Where's that? Where is that dodo at? Little dodo, where are you? There you are. There you are. I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh. I mean it when I say I don't like him. Well, maybe I like it a little bit. Is this the rock where I put the first bob I found? On my very first day, I found a bob unconscious on the beach. He's still in our home. He's still there. I'm hoping and praying every day he awakens, but I think I left him under this rock. I went off. I built the house, then out of thatch with my bare hands, no help from Home Depot, and I came back for Bob, and I dragged him over and kept him safe, and he is still there in a coma, but I believe he is going to awaken. I have confidence. I have kind of survivalist sixth sense of faith. That's a lot of words. And I think he'll come back to us. A little more stone. I feel an attachment to this rock because I think it is the rock where I first left Bob. I'm going to go to this one. I really hope. I really hope there's no Troodons. I wish there were something like an anti-Troodon repellent or something that keeps them away. Level 10 turtle. You know, these turtles can be rough to fight, but I think I can do it. Taking a lot of damage already. It's not getting bites in. Got a bite in there. It's not doing too much damage. I could take it. I could take it. That there is the first turtle I've managed to murder. Well, not murder, but best in battle. I like that more. That's besting something in battle is not the same as murdering it. I literally bested it because I'm the best. I wasn't really the best when the swarm of Troodons came. But wait, that's an Oviraptor. Okay, I looked from a distance like a Troodon. Like I said, when you see a dinosaur, when your instincts do that little alert sound like ba-da-ding, or whatever it is in anime, and you think you see something sus, trust it. Don't think about it, just be like, okay, instincts, I'm trusting you. Because yeah. Now, I came this way earlier, and there was an alpha kill chicken, an alpha raptor, but I'm currently not seeing it. I see two miscreant pigeons, two trailer park pelicans, but I don't think they saw me. Thank freaking goodness. You know, I have a little bit of an idea. When I get a little bit more set up, this is a tangent. When I get a little more set up and I'm in a location I feel is a bit safer, I would really like to see if I can get in touch with the alphas and see if they have any tames, particularly Argentavis flyers. Great utility tame bird that they might be willing to part with, because like, chances are they've bred out a line of very strong, very powerful tames of Argentavis. They might. The stupid kill chicken is still there. So I was saying, they probably have some of their original tames or some of the reject babies they've raised, and they might be willing to sell one to me if I were able to craft a bunch of bullets for them. Because every alpha, you know, the one thing you need more than meat for your baby dinosaurs and berries and all that is you need ammunition to keep your defensive systems very generously supplied. Because like I was saying, other competing alphas will come along with really OP turtles and drain your bullets. Been there, done that. Been on both ends of that. The receiving end and the giving end. And what I know from that is that you can never have too many bullets. AR bullets, I think. Advanced bullets, I think they're called. And Papa could craft a bit. I could get a bunch made. Maybe, say, 5,000, 6,000, whatever we agreed upon. It'd be hard. But it would be a doable goal. Might take me a couple days, but I could get those bullets up, and they might trade me an Argentavis for that. I'd be really stoked about that. Because it'd be nice. I don't know. I find taming myself a little bit boring. In terms of survivalists, they always say there's two kinds of people. There are the breeders / tamers and the builders. And I very much consider myself a builder. It's what I lean towards. When I'm in a survival situation, I want to be the one to put the house up. I want to be the one to get the resources, to make metal, to get the industrial forge built. Industrial forge makes you so much metal. I like to go out and get cementing paste, steal it from the beavers. Yes, I steal from beavers, and I don't feel bad about that. That's what you want to do. You want to play to your strengths, but you also want to be able to play towards your weaknesses too, because at the end of the day, you gotta build, but you also gotta tame. And if you really want to be a big player in the game, someone to be reckoned with as a tribal community, you've got to be able to tame yourself, to breed yourself up some robust lines of dinosaurs. And that takes a lot of time. The biggest dinosaur in the game, or at least in the islands, the centers, is a Giganotosaurus. Those take 2 weeks, literal 2 weeks, to raise from egg to infant to adult. 2 weeks. The alphas would do it. They're committed. But me, that's a serious breeder, and I would not be into that. I would be the guy that builds like crazy amounts of bullets and turrets and defensive structures. That's what I would be about. But that being said, I have raised other animals before. I I raised. It was somewhat useless, but I wanted an awesome line of terror birds when I was beta status on the center, and I raised some, and they were pretty cool. I got a couple cool mutations. I use them. They're actually pretty nice for spelunking. Terror birds are, because they're small, but they're fast and agile, and they have like this sort of parachute function. If you jump from high up with them, they look like they just have little floppy wings that don't do much, but they can use them to help you hover slowly to the ground. So you could jump from the top of a mountain with a terror bird, go cruising down, and sort of float your way down. And there's sort of like a parachute you can ride. It's about as fast as maybe taming a kill chicken, a raptor, in terms of their ability to just run around. Cementing paste, need that and that, and gunpowder, spark powder, charcoal. Okay. This is why. Right here, gunpowder. This is why I've been saving my charcoal. When you're a new survivor, you're going to just be like, ew, charcoal, it's heavy, what's it good for? It is good for gunpowder, and I don't think anyone needs an imagination to know what gunpowder is good for. Making things go boom boom is wonderful. Making things go boom boom is a joy. That's right. That's right, Mrs. Tricoin. You're a beautiful animal. Good horsey. I know you're not a horse, but it's neither here nor there. Again, I don't like killing Harrys. Harrys are Harry Houdini. But I will do what needs to be done for myself. At the end of the day, I'm selfish. Don't be so selfish, I hear, speaking to me from the recesses of my childhood, from watching VeggieTales, but I don't want to die. So, I'm sorry, VeggieTales. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Oh, another thing to remember, if you're fighting a turtle and his friends are nearby, his friends will come to his aid. So, keep that in mind. One turtle's not a problem. When you're a strong, experienced survivalist, two may not be a problem. 5, without a way to escape, very big problem. Again, those things are bullet sponges, which means they're also pike sponges. They will sponge your attacks. So, do with that knowledge what you will. And don't get got. You know, I'm just looking at my structures here. I want to make sure that they are in full repair. Something damaged them. I think it was whatever debacle killed Mrs. Leonard. I don't understand why exactly a wild parasaur went ham. I guess it just got close, because Therizosauruses are generally peaceful. if you don't get close to them. If you get close to them, they just go nutty and they attack. So you want to keep your distance from them, but they're not going to hone in. They're not going to laser in on you and aggro on you like out of the blue. Like a kill chicken or other nasty predators. They're not going to, they don't have like, they're not out to eat you. They are herbivores, meaning they eat plants. But they're very like moose of our age, of our world, of our reality. They are very temperamental and very powerful. I call them tickle fingers, but that's because of their razor sharp. It took all my meat. Those pigeons! I'm sorry. The tickle fingers are like Edward Scissorhands on steroids. Okay. Papa's getting a little tired. But still, if I could find the right parasaur, I've seen parasaur, Mrs. Leonard on the brain. If I could find the right pteranodon, one that's lower level, I know the stamina won't be great, but I would really like to have a flyer. Really, really would. But I need a couple spike fences, so I think I know where a Therizinosaurus may have gotten in and murdered Mrs. Leonard. I want to make sure things are safe for Mrs. Tricorn. I don't want either. I don't want Mrs. Tricorn to die. I am very sentimental and caring about my animals. Yes, I kill wild animals. There are a few scenarios in which I might be induced to kill my loyal tames. Very few. Very desperate situations. But, for the most part, I'm a compassionate. I'm all about biodiversity, despite what's bureaucratic skinflits. Yeah, I said it. Bureaucratic skinflits from the university that sent me here, that funded my research, might think I care about biodiversity. Really do. I'm only really about the wholesale extinction and systematic murder of a few animals. Of a few species. Very few. I don't even necessarily want the mange lizards all gone, but the pigeons? Yes, I know. I'm a little fixated on them, but I would like dead. Cold and dead. Okay. What I think happened, my suspicion, is that a Tickle Fingers was up here being like, I'm a small brain dinosaur with sharp claws and a pointy beak. Ooh, the world is so beautiful through my pea brain. And then he looked over and was like, "Oh, there's a parasaur over there. I hate it for existing," and ran at it. And I'm encumbered, so I can't really jump like I thought I could. But it ran at it, jumped from here onto our roof, down into our area, and murdered Mrs. Leonard. Then it tried to get away and ran into our spike fence and died. That's my theory. I don't know for sure how it went down. It may be that it got angry and started attacking the wall, and I mistakenly left Mrs. Leonard neutral, and she tried to defend our home for us. That's a strong possibility. But my working theory is that it was able to run in here because I had left that part of our base, my base, exposed. And that quite frankly, that hurts because that's a blunder that's on me, and it costs the life of one of my beloved animals. I really loved it. I cared for it. I cared for her, for Mrs. Leonard. Now she's dead as a doornail. And I have only myself to blame. Alright. Is there any other way up in? I would like this to repel Bobs as well. But mostly I'm worried. Not worried about alphas because this is like nothing to them. An alpha would breeze through this in a moment. I am worried about other wild animals and random roaming Bobs. If they can keep those two out, I'm all right. A Bob is going to be sapient and clever. It might be a Bob might be able to get through this here, but I don't think so. The foundations look like they were damaged. I think it's just the lighting. In any case, right there would make for a nice wooden ramp. So I would kind of like to be able to get over my roof into the other spot. There we go. I can go up that and get over here. I think I need a couple more, maybe 3 more spike fences, bring them to about here, have a little bit of an area here. And that requires hide. Do I still have any? 88, yes, I have more than enough. So probably what I'm lacking at the moment is wood. Again, surviving is just as much about being strong and powerful as it is about being clever. Do not chop the trees down right by your house. Chop them down in a place far away where the lack thereof is not going to draw attention to your setup. If you can have a canopy covering your base, you are in very good shape, both from above, but also from laterally, from side to side. So like someone standing on the beach doesn't have line of sight to where you are, because hopefully you're far enough away, but if you're just starting out, it's because you have good tree and vegetation coverage. And you're not going to be noticed, especially when you still have a vulnerable house made of thatch or wood. You're not going to be noticed by the first person who's desperate and is going to find you. I didn't need those. Sadly, I wasted some hide, and I'm not happy about that. But I can craft 3. The thing I'm going to need more of is wood. When it's raining, you can fill your water skin or jar or canteen from the rain. Ooh, there's a little spit lizard. Hey there, little guy. Papa gotcha. Papa gotcha. Sorry. That's kind of over the top. I believe I can fly. Kill this dodo. Get its hide. I've always fancied myself a singer. But no one listens to you sing in the jungle. By the jungle, I mean like it's a jungle out there. It is a jungle out here. I look at that. If that's not a jungle, then I was... Oh! What level? 10. I would have preferred maybe a level 30. If I tame a level 10, it's going to have next to no stamina. And for a flyer, stamina is key. I like the coloration on this guy, but... I'm kind of in a place where when I tame my first flyer, I want it to have some little kind of endurance, and a level 10 is going to have so little stamina. I would almost prefer to tame, for starters, a level 40 or 50. Maybe even put in time investment on a level 100, but... I'm sort of wondering, when I'm thinking about this, if I should build a raft. I can't go out into the deep water with a raft. I can build a raft like that, but I can't go out into the deep water because of Moby Dick. No, I'm not being funny. There are giant fish out there called, I believe the pronunciation is Leedsichthys. They're basically gargantuan tunas. And they are gargantuan tuna fish that are white, like Moby Dick, and they will completely wreck your raft. So, if I get a raft built, I can't go out to the deeps with it, but I could use it to navigate the shoreline. I could use it to get to other spots on the shore where there aren't alpha raptors, because like yesterday, I was cut off from like half the shore area because there were tickle chickens and alpha raptors. I couldn't really do much of anything because of it. If I had a raft, I could just sort of skirt around that issue. The raft will be susceptible to mobs. They might break in. It's a possibility. But it's just a raft. It's not my central spot. So I'm wondering if the play here is to get a raft built. And from that, I can use that as a springboard to go to where there's other pteranodons on maybe, say, an island somewhere. A little island off the shore of the big island, and start being able to tame that way. Because I do remember that in this area there are smaller islands set apart from the shore that are relatively safe and unpopulated by aggressive animals. So I'm thinking that if I had a raft, I could go from spot to spot to spot. I could navigate the shoreline, like, down the right side of the beach if we're facing the water. That's a nice area over there. There's a lot of different animals, trees, things I could do over there. But there's an alpha raptor over there right now. Because of that, why does there have to be a pigeon right here? Because of the alpha raptor, I can't really get to where I want to go. But if I had a raft, the alpha raptor could swim up to me. If I have stone foundations on it, yes, you can build a little house about this size actually on a raft. A little bigger actually. The raptor would not be able to get me. Plus, if I figure out where the swamps are at, I'm not exactly sure. I don't know the terrain of the island as well as I know the terrain of the center island. But if I could find beaver dams in the water, nifty little trick is you can swim your raft right up to them to where they kind of go inside your raft and you can take from them. Now, it's possible that's no longer a thing I can do. There may have been changes to reality that will keep me from being able to do that. But it is very much worth a try. And right now, I want to make narcotic arrows. Apparently I've used up all my flint. However, I can make 21 right now because my main thing I'm in lack of is flint. Alright, we just got a bunch of more spoiled meat. No, I ate my drugs again. Why? Alright. I just ate my own drugs again. Papa's gonna take a nap. Kids, adults, don't eat your own narcotics, please. It's not great to do. When you're trying to survive, when you're trying to stay on your best, on your A game, it's not cool to eat your narcotics and immediately fall asleep. But hey. Alright. Maybe that damn pigeon's gone. No pigeons equals a happy papa. Don't eat your own drugs. If you want to stay awake, eating your drugs is not going to help you towards that goal. And always make sure to place your spike walls like a G. I need one more. Just one. One spike wall. Maybe, I doubt two, but let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna go over here to get some flint. I need flint for arrows. Remember, pick gives you more flint. Hatchet gives you more stone. Craft 26. Yes, I will. Sadly, I lost all my arrows to a mange lizard. Wasn't what I wanted. Wasn't what I needed. But I made do. And I think I almost have enough for a raft at the moment. My worst enemy. My arch enemy. Oh, I can kill it. I can kill it. Get got pigeon. Oh, that makes me feel good in ways I can't. Look at this. This is Papa's first pigeon kill. If you have had to deal with these things, you know why I'm laughing like a deranged man, like a deranged psychopath. They are the worst. The worst. Why did I place two fences so it looks like they're making out? Oh well. The mysteries of why Papa built something the way he did. I don't exactly understand what that was about. I think it was a visual issue. There we go. Papa's base is protected. Papa's base is safe and secure. And now, My next order of business is more hide. Is that Mr. Level 10? It is. Part of me, I don't want to just do it to be an asshole, but part of me is tempted to kill Mr. Level 10 because in hopes he might make room for other higher level birds to show up. That is the skill of a master. I downed that thing just now as if I were Robin Hood. This is a poop pig. I need the poop pig's meat. But he is going under a trailer park pigeon, which is kind of throwing me a little. Hi. You know what? I'm just cruising for a bruising to get my arrows taken from me by the pigeons. Again, split them up, but I don't really want to because I'm lazy or dumb. I don't know. Probably a bit of... Yeah, I'm just dumb. I'm sorry, Mr. Pig. I need your meat. Again, he takes cover under the pigeons. Somehow he knows. I could have used his meat. I could have. Why do I call them poop pigs? I call them poop pigs because if you feed them tons of white berries, they poop their brains out. Like, to epic proportions of poop. And it's called pooping the pig. And you can get so much poop from them, which, if you have dung beetles, you can use it to make fertilizer. You can even just use poop in a crop plot of any size. You can use the poop itself as fertilizer. It doesn't last as long. It's not as potent as fertilizer. But in either case, if you find a dung beetle and tame it by feeding it poop, ideally big poop like from a Bronto, you'll have tamed it. You have to sneak up on it. But once you have a dung beetle or even a few dung beetles and you have a good poop pig, you can feed it a ton of berries, a ton of white stem berries, and be set for days with fertilizer. Be set indefinitely with fertilizer. I just need a little more hide to be able to make a raft. I really can't wait to make a rifle and be able to shoot these damn pigeons. Like, you have no earthly idea. Let's listen to the sound of the water. It's beautiful. Nothing like water in the sunshine. There's just nothing like it. I'm curious. Oh yeah, my stash is here. I came here today. So I'm starting to forget when and where I've been. Common symptom. I'm gonna repair this. It's a little damaged. Can I repair it? Why can't I repair it? Repair. There we go. Not sure what damaged that. I'm wondering if there might have been like a bob. Ooh, that's not low level boy. What level is he? Level 65. I just don't know if I have time. I don't know if Papa's got time. I've got a lot of narcotic arrows made. I've got a crossbow. I don't think Papa's got time. Papa is getting really tired. I'm getting really tired, and I need rest. It's kind of a oof to me because that is a flyer right at about the level I would have liked to have seen. That I would have liked to have had, but I'm worried that, given how much I'm going to need to rest soon, I mean, 90% of survival is resting. It's conserving your energy. And I don't know if I'm going to be around enough to keep this thing safe. I think I'm going to make up my arrows. Make up as many narcotics as I can with what I've got. Save those. And next weekend, on the weekends, things are much easier to do in terms of taming, in terms of resource gathering. I'm going to come back then and tame something that level. Maybe even something at 100 plus. Especially if I come back at that time and I haven't been raided. Bobs haven't woken up and slit my throat. You know, which are all big ifs. Big ifs. But I think that's how it's going to have to go. I'm going to put a lot of metal in my hidey spot. I'm going to put the other good pike I built in my hidey spot. And I'm going to pray that when I come back for my next log, for my next long log, I'll probably be back in a couple days to do some general maintenance. Maybe get up a few more narcotics. Maybe get a raft really built up. But the taming process of something 100 plus is long. And trying to do it during the week when animals just don't like you as much. They don't like the songs you whisper in their ear, the song I whispered here to Mrs. Tricorn. It's a real uphill battle. I'm gonna go and get some more narcotics made. I may just go ahead and build a raft really quick, but not fully build it, because I want to build a full house out of it, a full sort of working station. If I have a raft ready to go that doesn't get destroyed, like if I can sink some stone foundations on it. Those pigeons. I wish I had pigeon repellent. Very, very much wish I had pigeon repellent. Alright, that's a lot of narcotics right there. Nope, nope, nope. Narcotic yum yum making happens here. Craft 62. I like that. I just got another level up for Papa. My melee damage is looking good. Health can always be more. Stamina always more. But I've been getting... I've been really succumbing a lot lately to cold and heat spells. Fortitude helps you resist that. No. Not taking my arrows with me. Those get robbed from me by pigeons. It's gonna be cold day in hell for me. Miserable day. Up, 65. You're the guy I want to tame, but don't have time to tame. Very sad. A little bit. What's the word for lightly and oddly frustrated? I'm not like freaking out frustrated, just kind of tilted, I guess is the word. Tilted that I can't tame the bird I want to tame. Because I don't have time. I think the weekend taming the resource augmentation that the UN sometimes gives us has been removed. Wait, what happened here? I know you can go prone, but whatever. Okay. Hey, Spitty Spit Lizard, you want to spit it, Papa? Sorry. Am I overheating again? That's why I upped Fortitude. Don't know if it's going to be enough. Quite frankly, don't. Let's see. I need a lot of wood for this. I'm gonna build a quick chest to contain what I make. Where'd that? Oh, okay. My hotbar. They just fall before my spear, like chaff in the wind. And yes, I pooped. Let's get some more wood, wood. Wood is good. I like wood. Wood is great. I'm like Paul Bunyan right now. I am like the Bunyan of Pauls, and there ain't no tree that can stand against me. No, skip Paul Bunyan. I am like Abraham Lincoln from Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer. If you haven't seen that, it is a classic. Basically, Abraham Lincoln has superhuman strength and can chop down trees with like one swing of his axe. It's pretty epic. But Lincoln was an epic guy, so you can't really blame him. We are making a raft right now. I am a little bit stoked. Haven't used a raft in a while. They ain't much to write home about, but they are fun. It is fun to be able to jump on a boat and run away from whatever loathsome animals happen to be after you. Let's go put it in the water. Now, I am about to place a raft. There it is. Rafts are extremely useful. You can use them to go where you want to go. Big surprise. You don't want to go too deep. When you start to see stuff like this, deeper water, especially out beyond these little coral reefs, be careful. Because, as I mentioned, Moby Dick is out in the water, out in the deeps, in the form of a giant tuna fish. That's not Moby Dick. Even though it's scary, and it would be bad if I was in the water with it, it's not going to attack my boat. Moby Dick will. He is a ginormous tuna. He will come at me without mercy, and he will end my existence. It's never a bad idea, if you have to make a quick getaway, to have your raft facing this way, ready to boogie. Because if I was being chased by some kind of alpha raptor, I would want to get away quick. But in a moment, I'm going to show you how to place foundations. I heard that currently you don't have to use the old trick to sink foundations. I don't know exactly how this is going to go. Basically, you want to place your foundations on a raft in such a way that they form a 3x3 square, and they're low enough that you can access the raft to steer it. First thing is first. First things first. You want to lower the sail. Trying to remember how to. Oh, you can just board it by using it. That's how you do it. Now, look at it, and you want to options. No. Option. Okay. Options down to it. Okay, options. Press A. Hide sail. Okay. Sail's hidden. I'm going to go make a few thatch foundations. I'm not going to leave them as thatch, but they're good placeholders to start out. Once you have them placed the way you want them, you can then place stone foundations, which are strongest. A raft made out of metal foundations is great, but as far as like resisting your basic animals that are going to try to attack you, other than Moby Dick, a 3x3 stone raft is more than you need. I'm going to be making thatch, so I want a lot of thatch. All totaled, I want to have 9 thatch foundations. I can craft that many. Cool. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright. I'm going to go over now and see how this is going to work exactly, because it's been a while. Since I did me a good old raft. And I'm not exactly sure how kids do it these days. I mean, not with love. How do kids do it? Alright. How do these place now? Alright, so for the old sinking and foundation method, you want to make yourself some wood pillars. I can build 2 right now. I'm going to want probably some more than that. If you do it right, you don't need really even necessarily more than 1 if you finesse it, but I'm just going to do this the easy way. Alright. Some wooden foundaciones. We got 4 total now. Should be good. I'm going to place these in my hotbar so it's a little easier to swap between them when I'm trying to do this. Now, the old way, the way we did it in the good old days, was you have to go out deep enough that you're not, that the pillar is not going to try and attach to the ground. This might not work anymore. Okay. The way I remember it is you want to get it attached right here to this little squarish peg hole thing. Like so. And then you want to go to your foundation. I may have done the pillar wrong. And again, this may not work the way it used to. I am just going off of my old knowledge. My old timer knowledge of doing this. I thought you always wanted to be no. Sinking foundations. Is it still possible? Let's see if what that does. No? Well, I'm not sure. What I'm trying to do right now is make a 3x3 square of foundations on this raft, but I want the foundations to be almost flush with the level of the raft so that when I walk in and just look at the ground of the raft, the floor of the raft, I can easily start driving. I'm a little bit intrigued by what this fish over here is doing. I don't think it's a Moby Dick. If it is, I'm in trouble. I'm curious if it's a tame. It's just an old sharky shark. Just an old Bruce. Chilling out. But as you can see, just even having any old boat. Why is there an egg in the water? Huh. Well. Here, there appears to be an egg. I don't know why. Or even really how. It is a turtle egg. I mean, well, that makes sense. Because the turtles do swim around. I guess they lay their eggs in the water. Maybe not so smart, but hey. Gotta give them credit for trying, I guess. Anyways. We got our raft built. That's a huge plus. It's vulnerable like it is right now. Someone might come over and just destroy it. But it wasn't that hard to build. I can build another one. I'm going to park this here. I'm going to go back home and get some rest. And the next time we're on, if it is the right time, ideally the weekend, I'm going to probably be on before that, doing another log. But I'm going to probably try to get this raft built up the next time I'm on. That's going to allow me to kind of scout around, maybe find a more hospitable spot to try and tame my first Pteranodon. Because I would like to find one that's a level 100 plus, and quite frankly, it's going to be an uphill battle. Because even taming a level 100, even on the weekend when it goes faster, it's still a process. It's going to take probably at least an hour to an hour and a half, depending. And I want to be able to commit to it, see it through. Papa needs his rest. So really quick, before I forget, I am going to, well, just eat this egg, because why not? I'm going to see if we can make any more. I just ate spoiled meat. That was dumb. That's going to make me unhealthy. But we have 62 narcotics for a total of 107. See, that is huge. That is, in the words of our late, I will not say great, Emperor Orange, that is huge to have that many. I'm going to make all of these narcotic arrows. 48. I'm going to do my best to get down to the hidey hole, hide them. I want to hide some of this metal so that we have something to fall back on. If I get on and the unthinkable has happened, we're not starting from bare bones, scrawling around in the dirt, effed up. I'm going to do some research, figure out how to make the raft the proper old-timey way. And yeah, gonna get a raft built next time. And it really, with all the metal we got from the gracious gift of Herzog from Monolith, we might be able to even make a metal raft. That's aiming kind of high, and it's good. That would make it a bit of a target, to be quite honest. People are more likely to be aggressive towards something made out of metal because that kind of implies a higher level of industrialization, a higher level of, hey, I'm in this game seriously, like to mess crap up serious. And quite honestly, that's not what I'm ready to project yet. I don't want to really project that at all because I'm all about researching and trying to understand. I want to get to meet and know, even if an alpha tribe invaded the server, I would like to be like, hey guys, I'm just a lowly papa making his way in the galaxy. Maybe you could let me and my dodos live. I don't have dodos, but you get it. And they might be look at me and be like, hey, this guy, he's kind of chill. He's a little funny. He's a little bit. Um, he just seems like that neighbor that isn't ever gonna leave decon out for your dog. I'm the kind of neighbor that does not put rat poison in a steak and feed it to the neighbor's annoying Shih Tzu that barks all the time. I might not like the Shih Tzu barking, but I'm not the guy. I'm not that neighbor that poisons it. I'm not even the neighbor that shoots an annoying dog with a BB gun. Because that's not nice. It's not nice. Where am I going with all that? Where I'm going with it is I'm the kind of guy that others are going to see and they're going to be like, we're here to wipe this server and take over it. I don't want that to happen to Monolith because they seem nice, but it could happen. And if it does, the new guys might be okay with me. Because if they know I am not going to poison or shoot their dogs with a BB gun, it could work. The basis for friendship doesn't always have to be like of interstellar proportions. Sometimes it's enough, I should say, to just not be a D-bag to get along with people. That being said, I might end up having to eat my words. Like, I might get on and I've been completely wrecked. That is a possibility that is so real. Very, very, very real. And I'm prepared for that. Kind of. I mean, I'm prepared for it on an intellectual level. I don't know if I'm prepared for it on an emotional level, because if I were to sign on, if I were to start to do a log and find out that Mrs. Tricorn is dead, that I have lost yet a second tame, and that all the Bobs who have been sleeping for so long, that I have been holding out hope for so long that they'll wake up, these guys right here, that they're dead. I don't know how exactly I would handle that. I do think that there's always a possibility of this could happen, but yeah. It's not something that I say I'm prepared for it, but also kind of not. I am and I'm not. It's like I'm sort of like Schrodinger's ready. I'm both ready for the worst and not ready for the worst. I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah. Gonna go over here. I want to be a little closer to my old... I don't know why I'm going by that pigeon. That's really stupid of me. Gonna position the old raft so I'm ready to make a getaway if need be. My narcotics are super vulnerable right now. I'm gonna go put them away in the hidey box. Let's go to El Heidi Boxo and transfer. Also transfer that pike. Hide's a pain to get, so I'm just going to put it here. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty good right now. I think things are going to be safe. No one's noticed that box yet. It could have been damaged by some animal, but I'm honestly thinking some Bob was like, oh, what's that? And started whacking it. Sadly, I don't think there's any metal reinforced boxes. Or even stone reinforced boxes. Last order of business. I don't want all that meat I have, all that spoiled meat, to spoil and just become dirt. Or whatever it becomes. I want to make as many narcotics as I can with what I've got. If those are hidden, and I've got it ready to go, that can really be a boon to me. That's all the berries we have just outside the door. Already 100 berries. That is tremendous. Tremendous. I mean, the power, the kind of utility you can leverage from even the simplest of berry harvesters, of any kind, is really tremendous. Like, I talk a lot of crap about Therizinosaurus, aka Tickle Chicken, but if you have a Tickle Chicken, you have an unrivaled berry, wood, thatch, and fiber harvester. They can get you anything and everything you need. And it's really kind of, it's really awesome. I'm getting a little distracted by this fight here. It's alright. Sadly, you know, I'm not into killing, but killing things can get you level up your tames. Like, Mrs. Tricorn is getting a lot of experience from whenever I kill anything with her. Whenever I kill something with Mrs. Tricorn, that experience is transferred to her. Now, when I throw out berries, I leave these, the Mejoberry, because when you tame an herbivore, Mejoberry, they like it a little better than other berries, so the taming speed and effectiveness is a little bit greater than all the other berries. And of course, I leave narcotic berries because those are important for very obvious reasons. Think about a lower level tame like Mrs. Tricorn. She is a beautiful soul. Like, I love her. But she runs out of stamina so freaking fast. Speaking of berry harvesting, though, if you ever want more berries than you could ever possibly imagine, the go-to tame for that is a Brontosaurus. Brontosaurus is scary to tame. I mean, because they're going to run at you, something that's like 10 stories tall is going to run at you, be trying to get you, and you're just going to have to keep pumping it full of narcotics. Eventually, if you get it to go down, it's going to be a long process. Why can't I go forward right now? If it's that stupid rock, I swear. A little pebble. Keeping me from being able to enter my gate. That's rich. I am going to leave Mrs. Tricorn with all the other arrows. Not arrows. Berries. You can see I need some sleep. Leave Mrs. Tricorn with all the other berries. And those are for her eating pleasure. Now I'm going to make them right here. More narcotics. We can right now make 79. That is tremendous. Okay. If you stand near it as it makes, you get more experience. Let's see. So my fortitude is up there. Melee damage. I think it's time that I have a little more health. And I'm curious. What am I currently capable of learning? Please. The extent of my knowledge. Ooh. Tranquilizer dart. I'm learning that because once I build my rifle, oh yeah, I'm gonna be able to build that. I'm gonna be able to tame with the most effective thing that you can knock things out with. Advanced rifle bullet. I was talking earlier about being able to build bullets to trade to the alphas for a possible Argentavis. These right here are that. So I'm going to definitely learn that because I think it might have some use. I mean, and even I might build myself a couple turrets eventually. Although, maybe not, just because at the end of the day, if I am trying to defend myself, against an alpha, having 2 or 3 turrets is going to do me 0 good. Having turrets to kill mobs feels a little small. I'm learning the fabricator and the electronics just because that goes into a lot of different advanced things. Generator, super important. I'm also going to want to learn can't keep my thoughts straight. I'm also going to want to learn electrical cords to channel power from a generator. Where is that? Wind turbine. The industrial grill, I was talking about that. It's great for cooking meat. Where are the cables? I'm gonna learn metal. Metal wall. Metal ceiling. Metal door. Metal pillar. I'm gonna need those. I kind of want to be able to build a locomotive, a train. I don't know exactly what good that will do me, but it sounds kind of fun, kind of cool. This is what I was talking about right here. Refertilizer can allow you to regrow the trees you've cut down, even if there's a structure nearby. Let's search up cable here. I think the appearance of it may have changed a bit, and I need cables though if I'm going to have electricity ever. Have air conditioning, refrigerator. Cord? Wire? Tripwire? Well, I'm going to have to do a little more research and figure out what the current status of metal cables are. Because previously, you had to learn how to make a metal cable before you could bring power from your generator to whatever exactly you were looking at. Whatever you were looking at powering. I'm sorry. Like I said, tired. Well, that's something I'm going to need to seriously figure out and look into. Not currently sure. All right, 79 narcotics. That is amazing. I'm gonna split it in half. I'm gonna leave 39 here and go put the rest in the hidey box. Why am I leaving some there? Well, if someone like a renegade Bob, desperate refugee, busts into my base, manages to get in somehow, they're gonna be like, I have a tame that can get me a lot of berries. I obviously know what I'm doing with my setup on a basic bare bones keep yourself alive level. Where's my narcotics? This is an old trick I use. Leave something of value there for your would-be thief to steal. Therefore, they think, oh, well, this guy's not that good, but at least he has 39 narcotics. I'm taking everything he's got. They'll take that and move on. If they bust in and find nothing, they're going to be like, alright, this guy obviously knows what he's doing, but nothing's here. Where is it? And they're going to go looking around. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to find my chest, but it will put them on the scent of the the idea that I have my crap somewhere else. And I would rather not be the case. I'm going to hide a good part of my metal out here, but I'm going to leave a little bit behind. A decent amount, you know, say 40. They're going to be like, oh, he's just been going around breaking rocks, and he got his 40 metal. That's all he has. And they'll move on. It's about the art of deception, really. This is a lot right here. Maybe I should have been putting levels into weight. I don't know. Gonna have to move a lot, bit by bit. Gonna be a little vulnerable to pigeons. I would like to have at least 100 something in the hidey chest. Oh, those foundations are weighing me down. I don't need those right now. See, it's all about strategizing. That's the word. Again, this has been a long day. I mean, I've gotten a tamed. I accidentally ate some of my drugs earlier. I think that's still affecting me, but okay. Now I can run at a good speed. Dodge the pigeon. Take out the pike in case piranhas come. And hidey. Rinse and repeat, I guess 2 more times. Final time, leave my crossbow. I mean, I guess a crossbow isn't that expensive, assuming no one finds the metal in that chest, but there's no reason to just be laying around with it either. What does it take to make a, what does it take to make a crossbow again? Seven metal, a little bit of fiber, a little bit. Yeah, I'm not gonna hide my crossbow. It's important, but I can make another. Now, when I have a flyer, I'm going to be able to go out and start looking for supply drops, higher level supply drops, that hopefully, if we're lucky, would have a blueprint for a better crossbow. Again, the alphas probably have a lot of those, because they've probably been going around to like the bossy areas, the caves, the areas that are really high risk, high reward, and they've gotten some lower level blueprints that they'd probably be willing to part with if I got some bullets. this game has a sort of, these societies, I should say, have a sort of very interesting economic framework even built in. People are always wheeling and dealing, trying to make deals with each other. And it's kind of cool. One of the things I like to study, I mean, I like to study, I guess, what in the social sciences can be called lifeways. Sort of the patterns and ways in which people traded, you know, got the resources they needed for sustenance, whether that was hunting, fishing, raiding, that whole thing, how they traded. All those things are sort of what can fall under the catch-all phrase of lifeway. Ways of life. There. Metal is hidden. That is a precious resource. We are 110% going to use. I'm pretty confident no one's going to find my box. I think it's well hidden. Okay. My very last order of business is going to be to fill up the forge with wood, so all that metal can cook, refine. Ideally, I was just about to go to sleep last time, and I was viciously attacked by Troodons. I'm really hoping that doesn't happen here. Because again, I'm like a little psycho. But I'm gonna get together a bunch of wood. About as much as I can carry. Get back, put it in the furnace to refine what I've got. And get some sleep. Because, my goodness, doing what I do takes it out of you. And that is true. Now, he only took my meat, but that's the principle of the thing. And, yeah. I take what's mine, even if I don't care about it. Now, if I was another refugee, we would have talked. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a heartless psychopath. Alright. I've got a lot of wood now, probably a little too much. Throw out those berries, and I think we are good to get back. Have my pike on the ready. Open sesame. As a kid, I always thought that magic word was open sesame, as in sesame sauce, sesame seeds. I was only like, one of those sort of I'm today years old when I realized things happen where I'm like, it's open says me. Little, that's a little bit of an aside, but kind of funny. Alright. Ready. To make gunpowder, charcoal spark powder. For spark powder, you need flint. I can't really make any spark powder. Alright. This has been a productive day. I started this session of research, and sadly, my parasaur, Mrs. Leonard, was dead. I went out expecting, hoping, more or less planning to tame something to fly on. Saw a trike, a triceratops, and decided to tame her. Her name is Mrs. Tricorn. She is my new Mrs. Leonard. She can never replace Mrs. Leonard, of course, but we have a very deep bond and a strong connection. She's helped me get a bunch of berries to make narcotics, which I have done. I built a raft. I wanted to get a foundation set on the raft to make a mobile boat home. That's going to be put on hold because I need to do a little more research in exactly how to execute the particular construction of the boat I'm trying to achieve. I'm hoping to research again in a couple days. And by next weekend, when the care packages from the UN that come to these islands that help us harvest better and tame more efficiently happen, I'm hoping then to be able to get a pretty high level bird tamed. In the meantime, I want to get a raft built, ideally out of stone, maybe even metal, maybe. That's a big if. Out of metal, out of stone, and be able to kind of scout out the shoreline. Stay away from the deep water where Moby Dick won't kill me. But that's my goal. By weekend, to have a fully functioning mobile boat home, to be able to use to scout around the shorelines and find a good leveled pteranodon in a relatively peaceful setting, a relatively peaceful biome, so that I could tame it and really start to expand my knowledge, my not experience, but understanding of the terrain landscape of this island. I would ideally like to get a better base location found in going, one that's a little deeper away from the shoreline, but still maybe has a source of water nearby. Water is important. And a flyer would really help me do that. I'd like to know I just want to know where everything's at, really. I want to be able to meet more people. If I have a flyer, I can kind of strategically move in and be like, yo, what up? If they're aggressive, I can be like, see ya. And maybe have some successful first contacts with some neighbors. These are my goals. My primary goal, build a boat by the weekend. On the weekend, tame a bird. I'm hoping that's able to happen by then. Until then, thank you, anyone who watched, anyone who ever watches. Thank you for those. I believe we had we had someone in the comments say they like what we're doing, and they are following our adventure. To that person, I say thank you. Thank you to Rose for following. And I hope that everyone has a wonderful night, wonderful Tuesday, and a wonderful week. Thank you for watching. This has been Papa Peaches, and I wish you all a good night, good afternoon, whatever it is. May your dodos be ever kind, and may the Trailer Park Pelicans stay far away. Papa out.